Hi, Paul here from Trekitt with this rather fetching Lowe Alpine AirZone Active 22 rucksack in the new filming studio in the Hereford Service Centre on a day when it's not raining and it's lovely and sunny and it's the nicest day we've had for a long time. You may remember that in my last video, the Mountain Equipment Orbital Jacket, we were filming in the rain and it was outside. So this is just for you. We're all going to get wet just for you. And now it's sunny and we're inside. Harry has obviously got his wires crossed. But anyway, I shall forgive him because we do need to talk about this lovely rucksack and it's just much easier in here to plonk it on a table. So it's the AirZone Active 22 from Lowe Alpine. It's a lightweight little pack and we're going to go through all of its features. We're going to tell you what it's good for, tell you what it's made of, I'll tell you what I think of it personally, and yeah, stick to the end of the video and you'll be able to hear all about the Lowe Alpine AirZone Active 22. Okay, so before I start prattling on about all the techie stuff, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and if you hit the little bell icon, you'll get notifications as soon as we post any new videos. So, what is the Lowe Alpine AirZone Active 22? Well, it's obviously a 22 litre pack. The AirZone Active describes the back system, but we shall go into that later. And it basically is a super breathable, lightweight 22 litre pack that you can use for just about anything where you need to carry 22 litres worth of stuff around with you. You can use it for hiking, you could use it for a bit of cycling, you could use it for commuting, you could use it for travelling, you could use it for carrying loads of sandwiches around if you're feeling hungry. You could, I don't know, just anywhere where you need to carry stuff in a nice lightweight, comfortable little pack that's going to keep you well ventilated because of this super duper AirZone LT back system. So what's it made of? What is the Lowe Alpine AirZone Active 22 made from? Reassuringly, it's made from a 210D nylon, so it's like a ripstop nylon. It's nice and tough, but yet not too heavy. So again, trying to keep the weight of the pack down to a minimal while still making it sort of practical and usable for every day without it wearing out. And then you've got these stretch mesh pieces on here which make up the pockets, and kind of just gives you a durable, lightweight pack that is going to withstand daily wear and tear. And for those of you who will want to know how much the pack weighs, let's take the stuffing out, put my spectacles on because I can't see what I'm doing, and let's weigh it, shall we? So how much does this weigh? This pack weighs 0.7 kilograms. It's dancing between 0.7 and 0.8, so we'd say that's probably about 750 grams. So yeah, not heavy, not super lightweight, just kind of sensible weight. Tough, durable and sensible. The fabric is then treated with Lowe Alpine's HydroShield treatment, which is basically a DWR treatment which makes water, rain, snow, etc. just bead up and run off the pack. It doesn't make the pack 100% waterproof. So if you want to keep your contents dry, I would advise you use something like the Exped Fold dry bags to put the contents inside the pack, or you could use the rain cover, which is tucked away at the bottom of the pack. Let's talk about the back system. The back system of any rucksack is the kind of the fundamental architecture of the pack and will define your carrying comfort throughout the day. So this one uses Lowe Alpine's AirZone LT, rather handily says on the back there, so I don't have to refer to my script. Not that I use the script very often anyway, I usually just wing it. But anyway, this is the AirZone LT back system. So what you've got is a trampoline back system. So you've got this mesh panel here, which is separate from the back of the bag, which gives an air gap which allows fresh air to move between you and the pack, giving greater ventilation and comfort on hot, sticky days, or if you are a particularly sweaty person. And supporting all of that is a lightweight wire frame which runs all the way around the pack. It kind of flares out at the bottom, right down the bottom of the pack here, to sit into the small of your back, and it's flexible. It twists in all directions, but it does allow, so it allows freedom of movement, but it also keeps the bag stable. So if it's kind of half empty, the whole thing doesn't slump halfway down your back. So it's a, pretty, not rigid. I want to say rigid, but it's not rigid because it's flexible. But it's supportive, stable, flexible, moves with you, yet transfers the weight really nicely through the whole of the back system. But the big thing, like I said, is this mesh panel on the back, which allows for ventilation. And then the shoulder straps, they use this yoke harness system here. So the shoulder straps are kind of a unified piece across the back here. They're made with a closed cell foam with cutouts in and mesh fabric over the top. So again, lots of ventilation, particularly up at the top here because heat rises. So you want all that warm air to get out. They're nice and narrow and slim, and then tapered away down at the bottom, and that mesh continues all the way through. And because it's using this yoke system here, so the shoulder straps, again, like I said, this unified system across the back, it does mean that the pack will fit a wide variety of back lengths, because you can have the pack sitting lower than you normally would do if you've got a very long torso, and if you've got a shorter torso, it fits neatly around the base of your neck. So this is a fixed back length pack. It's only available in one back length, but because of that yoke system, you can either, I think the best way to demonstrate this is you can either have kind of your shoulders there, so the bag will be sitting quite low down in your back, or you can have your shoulders here, so the bag sits a little bit higher. But it's really important to make sure that this part of the bag, these little hip fins down the bottom, sit down just above your iliac crest on your hips, just to give that support and stability. And that's what those little hip fins are for. They're there, A, to just stop the wire frame from being in contact with your back, and B, just to add a little bit of stability to the pack. They're not load bearing as such, but they just will help to keep the pack nicely centered on the small of your back. Right, let's have a look at the features of this rather fetching green Lowe Alpine AirZone Active 22. I'm so glad that it's actually written on the front of the pack, because I'm getting old and my memory's not very good, and sometimes forget what these things are called. So access to the pack, let's start with that, is through a large zipped clamshell opening. Voila, like that. Let's whip that out, we don't need that. So that gives you instant access into the pack, and you can see right down to the bottom of the pack. You easily get at your stuff, or it kind of, you almost use it like a little bit of a suitcase there. You can get in. While I'm in here, you've got a mesh pocket on the inside here, a little security pocket. Good place to keep your wallet, passport if you're traveling, that kind of thing. Other storage options are the big stretch mesh panel on the front. Great place to keep kind of soggy over trousers, wet things that you don't want inside the pack, so they drain out really nicely, or just, I don't know, stuff, newspapers, magazines, stuff them down the front there. Other pockets, you've got the two stretch water bottle pockets on the side, one on each side of the pack. They'll take, they'll take a 1 litre Nalgene bottle quite happily, no problem there. And then up on the top, right up by the top by this grab handle, you've got another zip pocket, so that creates that bag on the inside. And in here, lurking somewhere, there you go, is a little key clip. So really handy, keep your keys safe. If you're taking things in and out of this pocket, you don't want your car keys or your house keys to disappear. So those are your storage options. Other features, let's work on each side of the pack. So on this side of the pack, you've got these little tip grippers, which are rather aptly named because they grip the tip of your walking pole. So to attach a kind of standard telescopic walking pole to the side of the pack, you simply pop the tip into the tip gripper, and then rather handily, on this side of the pack, there's a little diagram which tells you can make a loop out of this part of the webbing. And that means you can pop the handle of your walking pole through that little loop. You can pop the tip in the tip gripper, and then you can clip it up And there you go, that is your walking pole secured to the side of your pack. Easy peasy. Other options include a little light loop down the bottom here, so if you're using this for cycle commuting, you can pop your little LED flasher on the outside of the pack. And then down the bottom in a little zipped compartment, you have a brightly coloured rain cover with a reflective logo on it, and that goes all the way over the pack. And the rain cover then attaches to these little loops, so there's little toggles on the rain cover, so it pulls around the bag, attaches to these little loops on the outside and pulls over the top and gives you a nice waterproof covering. Going back to the harness, you've got an adjustable sternum strap on the front here, and this part of the buckle has got a little whistle included. And I really like Lowe Alpine's method of moving the sternum strap up and down. So it's fully adjustable. You can have it up here or you can have it down here. And it's literally just a case of unthreading it through like a daisy chain set of webbing loops. Really easy to do. I don't like those ones you've got to like slide them up and down. They can be a bit tight and a bit awkward. But yeah, this is a really simple and effective way of adjusting the sternum strap. Inside the pack, you also have a hydration sleeve with an elasticated top on there. You can easily get a 2 litre bladder in there. And at the top of the pack, there's a little hook and loop thing to stop the bladder from slumping down inside the pack when it's half empty. It just keeps the top of the bladder at the top of the pack. Now, this has come up a few times on questions. There's a little zip here without a zip puller, and you can undo it and you can do it back up again. But what's it for? It's not a pocket. It's only there so that Lowe Alpine can put the wire frame into the bag once it's been made. So you don't need to worry about that. You can just ignore it. Okay? So let's go back to the hydration sleeve. Hydration bladder goes in there, and then your tube comes out of the bag up here. There's a little hole at the top here, and the hose will come down onto the shoulder strap, and you've got a little elastic loop on there to captivate the end of the hose, stop it flapping around, which is always annoying. So that's it, that's the Lowe Alpine AirZone Active 22. Just a really neat little bag with loads of ventilation. That's the big thing about this. It gives you lots of ventilation for a comfortable carry, carrying whatever you need to carry, whatever you're doing. So whether it's walking, whether it's climbing, whether it's cycling, whether it's cycling to work, whether it's walking to work, commuting, traveling, whatever. Any activity or any pursuit where you need to carry some stuff comfortably, this is a great option. So thanks very much for watching. As usual, if you have any comments or questions, pop them in the section below. Harry and I are always happy to answer them. And yeah, I will sign off and see you again soon. Thanks very much. Toodaloo.